everyone, it's Sasha here. I'm making dinner for me and my boyfriend tonight. Please don't judge me on my pajamas. That's what I like to wear when I come home from work. So I'm making one of our favorite recipes that I'm adapted to use oil. So it's from this cookbook that's called This is a Cookbook. Very literal. I got this from my mom for Christmas a couple years ago, and this recipe for chicken adobo is super easy, super quick, and one of our favorites. We make this all the time. So I'm actually in the process of making it right now, so I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. So I have in my Dutch oven here, I have chicken breast, boneless, skinless chicken breast that I've been searing. So they've got a nice brown on them, so I'm ready to do the next step, which is just add the seasoning. So there's only 4 seasoning ingredients in this, other than the like salt and pepper and the chicken itself. So the first one is apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to add 2/3 of a cup of apple cider vinegar right over top of the chicken. And then the next ingredient is soy sauce. So it's just a 2-to-1 ratio of apple cider vinegar to soy sauce. So usually I don't even really measure. I just make sure that it's just 2-to-1 and I eyeball it. But I'll measure for the video. So just 1/3 of a cup of the soy sauce. Alright, so just pour that on top of the chicken. And then we're going to put a couple bay leaves in the chicken, just right over top. I usually scooch them underneath afterwards. I have my bay leaves ripped in half so that they fit in my container here, so I put probably like 2 whole bay leaves in. And then the next ingredient is garlic. So I have a few cloves of garlic here that I've just kind of sliced up. I usually just roughly chop them and throw it in as well. You're going to be simmering it for quite a long time, so you don't have to worry about having it all minced up because it'll break down throughout the cooking. And then the oil that we're going to use for this recipe is black pepper. Too bad they don't have a bay leaf oil, or I'd use that. But this one's black pepper. So the recipe actually calls for quite a bit. It calls for 8 peppercorns. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really like when recipes have like whole peppercorns in them. I just find it too overpowering. So the oil is actually really good for this because it gives it that intense like pepper flavor that you would get from so many peppercorns, but you don't have to worry about chopping down on one and having that spiciness. So I just put 2 drops of the black pepper oil in there, and now I'm going to turn it down just to simmer, and I'm going to put my lid on it. Actually, I'm going to scooch all the garlic and the bay leaves underneath it first before I do that. Give them a flip. So this actually is going to simmer for quite a long time. I'm going to go in and probably flip it over and mix it up a few times throughout, but the recipe calls for it to simmer for an hour and a half. I only have about 4 or 5 chicken thighs in here, so I'll be able to cut that time down to about 45 minutes. So I'm going to leave this on low to simmer for about 45 minutes covered. I'll come back and flip everything over a few times just to make sure that it's all flavored evenly, and then the chicken will just fall apart. It's so good. And we usually serve it over rice, and we usually steam some broccoli to go with it. And that's what we'll be having tonight. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys like the recipe. It's a quick one, it's an easy one. I'll post all the ingredients in the comments so you guys can make it if you like. But yeah, I just have it memorized now because it's so easy and we love it. So hopefully you enjoy too. Thanks guys.